Hello, Bridget Bartlett here. So today I am going to show you how to create a lead magnet funnel from scratch. So before we get started, if you are not a member of our program, you can actually become a white label reseller of our AI ads manager. You want to go to myvisionagency.com. You will see you do have the ability to join one of our plans here, or you can actually get a free starter plan if you sign up for HighLevel or you decide to upgrade to SaaS through us. Okay. So before we get started and creating the actual lead magnet funnel, we need a lead magnet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the lead magnets or the PDFs that we have available inside of your snapshot. So if you're a member of our program, you already have access to the onboarding, the white label onboarding course that is in your memberships area. Go to memberships, go to products, you'll see onboarding. In the very first lesson here, you'll see all of the videos and you'll also see these documents here. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to view this live here so that I can download the document. And I'm just going to choose one of these to create a lead magnet from. Okay, so I'm going to just choose your first Google ad. And you can see if we scroll through here, these are all designed to help you resell our white label AI ads manager, which is powered by Play. So you can see it's a really cool guide that you can use. All right. But just as it stands, it's just a guide. So what do we do with this, right? Well, we can create a ebook cover because we need to have something, some way of like advertising this, right? So I love to use Canva. You can see if you go to Canva and you search for ebook, you'll see all of these different covers that you can use as a template. Now, to save time, of course, I just chose one and then I just designed it. This is basically the template. You can see what it looked like here. All I did was use my brand colors. One of the things I absolutely love about Canva is it will allow you to store your brand colors if you're on the pro plan, and then you can easily use those to just swap out any of the templates here. So once you create that, you can download the cover. Okay. Now you could just technically put this cover on your funnel, but it just kind of looks generic. So what I like to do is I like to use Placeit. And with Placeit, if you search for ebook cover, you'll see all of these different mock-ups that you can use. Canva has some mockups, but I don't think their tool is very good. It used to be better than it is right now. They're incorporating AI, and I don't think the outputs are as good as they used to be. So I do love Placeit. It's like 120 bucks a year or something like that. But you can see that they have lots of different designs here. So I actually took that ebook cover and I added to this mockup. So this is what we're going to use to start designing our funnel. Now you can see this is a lot better looking, more professional than just saying, hey, here's a guide with no picture. Okay, we just kind of we want to see this real image here. Now, if this is too much for you, if you're already like, oh my gosh, that's too much design, I hate Canva, I don't have the time for all of that, can I just hire someone? Definitely go to Fiverr, Fiverr. Go to Fiverr. You can actually search ebook cover design, and you'll see through here there are lots of different freelancers who can create ebook covers for you that you can use for your lead magnets. Okay. So, no excuses. Either create it yourself or outsource it. Okay. So now that we have our lead magnet, let's go ahead and download this so that we can use it. Let me move this over here so that we can use this in our um, funnel. Okay, so we have the PDF and then we have the image that we want to put on our website. So now let's go back here and we want to create a funnel. So I'm going to go back to sites. I'm going to go to funnels. Let's just start from scratch. And we're going to say this is the Google search um, guide and create. I do typically like to create all mine from scratch, but you could choose a template if you prefer. So I'm going to go ahead. We're just going to call this the home page. This is actually the page where they're going to opt in. And we're going to need a form on this page. Okay, so what I'd like to do is just create the home page first. Let's go ahead and create from blank. And then the first thing I like to do is go ahead and add 3 different sections. So we have a full length section here. I'm going to duplicate and duplicate. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a column here, and then I'm going to add some text, and I'm going to say, uh, managed by Vision Marketing and Design LLC. Of course, you could use custom values and all of that too. If you do, oh, what is the shortcut? I think it's Shift plus, no, Shift bracket, Control Shift bracket. Oh, what is it? Control Shift. Okay. I'm trying to remember. Oh, there it is. Okay. If you guys, this is a new thing. I'm so excited I remembered this. If you're wanting to use custom values in your funnel, we used to have to go to the help docs, but now you can actually just type in shift and then the left curly bracket there, which is to the right of the P key on your keyboard. And you'll see all of the custom values that will show up here that you can actually use inside of your funnels and emails and all of that. So what I want to do, if I wanted to say manage by the business, I'm just going to go to manage by, and then let's put a custom value, and then I'm going to choose the account name. Okay, so let's go account name. So now instead of saying managed by Vision Marketing and Design LLC, it's going to say managed by location. And then if I wanted to share this template with 1,000 different business owners, then it will autofill whatever their location name is inside of their HighLevel account. So anyway, just a little side note there. Let's go ahead and change this color to black so it's easy to see. Let's change the text color to white. So we can see that. Let's go ahead and change this to black as well. And then we're going to change this to blue. Obviously, these are not my brand colors, but I just want you to be able to see the difference in the columns. So probably up here, we'd want to add a logo. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag in the image here. And if you have a custom value your logo is attached to, that is really, really helpful. If not, you can always choose from your logos. Let's just say this one here. I already have. So now we have that, and now we have this little, let's go ahead and actually duplicate this. Um, I'm bringing in a column, and what I want here is I want the text, and then I want the image on the other side. If you just wanted like text and then image and then the button on top of each other, you could certainly do that. And then you would just need to delete that. Okay. So if I just wanted to start over again and add a row, I can choose how many columns do I want here. Okay. So like I said, you may want to choose 1, 6, whatever you want to do. All right. So I'm going to drag this in. Let's go ahead and say we want some headline text here. Let's click this plus sign, add some sub headline text. Let's add some paragraph text. We might even want to do bullets. We can add an image here. And what image are we going to create or add here? We're going to add the image of the mockup that we just created. So I'm going to go to upload and let's go to ebook covers. And here's our mockup image. So now we're uploading the image and we're going to add this. Just double click. And now we've added that to our funnel. So you can see it's already looking so professional and awesome. And here for the headline, we're basically just going to kind of regurgitate what this is saying. Okay. So let's say harness, because that's a good copywriting word, harness the power of Google search campaigns. All right. So how are they going to do that? Let's answer the question here. Let's say free beginner's guide. Okay. So that's how they're going to do that. They're going to get this free beginner's guide. And let's even add a download word. Okay. Meaning like we're going to tell them download free beginner's guide. And then let's say here, what are they going to learn? We could just go right back to here and we could say, welcome to your guide to your first campaign. And let's copy this. So you guys see, if you've never created one of these, I hope you're like, wow, that is so much easier than I thought. Let's fix this text because I just copied it and it kind of looked a little wonky. So let's do, instead of that, let's do this. Okay, here we go. All right, so now we have some text there. We could even put bullet points here if we want to. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I definitely want to show you the functionality of this. But if we wanted like, let's go ahead and just duplicate instead. And then we could add that there, or we could take our time and add those bullet points. Okay. So I'm just going to delete that just so I don't take all of your time. But the next important thing that we need is a button. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's look for the button. Course, you can always search for it. Here we go. Button. All right. So these are the important parts. Let's change this button color to something that we can actually see. Let's say yellow. Let's change the text on the button be like black so that we can see it. Now, instead of click to sign up, let's go ahead and add some different text there. So we're just going to scroll down here and say download free guide. Okay. Now, of course, we could add some like jazzy like effects to this button and all kinds of stuff, but I really am just trying to get like a um, general design here. Okay. So you guys get the point, right? I mean, we could jazz all of this up, but we're just really trying to make this simple. So the important structure of a lead magnet funnel with a digital product is obviously the opt-in page. Okay. So they're going to click this button. This button is going to open a pop-up. It's already set to that. We're going to create the pop-up by going up here where it says pop-up settings. And now we need to add a row. Okay, so in here, I'm just going to add a column. Now we want to add an element. So I'm going to add a form. And now it's asking me which form do you want to connect here? Well, we haven't created a form yet. I mean, yeah, I had forms in there, but together today we have not created a form yet. So what I want to do is I'm going to go back out of here. Okay, I've saved that. Everything is good. I'm going to go back out of here and I want to create a form. So when it takes me back here, we're going to go up here to forms. You'll see it says form builder. I'm going to go to add form. Let's go ahead and start from scratch. And the important part is we need a first name. I'm going to make that required. We don't need to have a last name. So you could leave it there. You could just delete it. You could make it not required. You don't need to have a phone number. If you get rid of the phone number, you could definitely get rid of that. The basic things that you need on a form that I always use is at least the first name and the email address. Okay. Now we want to click in button. We don't want it to say button. We want to say download this guide, whatever you want to say that's probably more higher converting than that. We could even change this color, just make it black, and then save. Okay. Now, this is really important. Anytime you create a form, you want to go over to these lines here. You want to go to options and you want to make sure that this is set on the correct thing, meaning when this form is submitted, where do you want this to go? It defaults to message, which means that it's going to automatically come up with this message no matter what, okay? Because this is set at the form level. But if we want it to be another, like we now have order confirmation, I just saw, so that's cool. But if we want it to be basically set on the funnel level, which I almost always do with my forms, then we can just leave it open URL. And then this basically means nothing will happen. Right now, if this form is submitted, nothing will happen. Now, I do want to change the name of this. So let's say Google guide so that I can find it later. And you'll see that it changes up here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and save now that all of that is complete. And let's go back to our funnel and let's make sure that we've connected the correct form to our funnel. So let's go ahead and open up this page here. And we're going to go back to our pop-up and we are going to make sure to add the correct form. So we'll go to pop-up and we'll click in the form. And you can see that it says we don't have any yet. Let's go to Google Guide. And this is also a new update in case you guys didn't see it, that once your form is created, you can actually go to edit the actual form by clicking there and it opens up the window to that exact form that you can edit. It didn't used to be like that. We used to have to go out of the web builder and then go and edit the form and then come back. Now we can just easily go there from the form. Okay. Now here is the important part. What do we want to happen when the form has been submitted? Okay. Now, when we created the form, we told the form, hey, we're going to send it to our URL. And that's kind of a way of just leaving it open so nothing happens. But in a funnel, We can choose where we want it to go. And obviously, we want something to happen. So, do we want it to go to a website URL, like maybe an affiliate link or something like that? Or do we want it to go to the next step in the funnel? If we're using a website builder, it'll ask us what page do we want it to go to. But in a funnel builder, it's designed to go, in order. So since we're using a funnel builder, let's go ahead and say when this form is submitted, we want them to go to the next step in the funnel. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. And let's go back out of this. And you'll see we actually don't have a next step in the funnel. So we need to create that. Okay. So we're going to go and add a new page as soon as it loads here. Let's go ahead and add a new step. But look, if we add a new step, that means we're going to be adding our global and header footers and all of that stuff. So before we do that, let's go ahead and open this up and let's make sure to save our header and our footer as global. And that way, when we go to update it, if we, let's say, wanted to change the info in the footer, or we wanted to change the logo or something like that, we would only have to change it once if it's global. So I'm going to say header, and we're going to save it to the global sections. So save here. Let's go ahead and save this footer as well. So I'm going to call it footer. And the global elements or the global sections can only be global inside of that specific funnel. So I couldn't go create a brand new funnel and then use those same global elements and then have it update. It has to be within the same website or funnel. Okay. So now that we have created that, let's go ahead and just clone this funnel step. We're going to clone in this funnel. And now we've duplicated everything. We duplicated the global panels. And of course, all we have to do is go back and update them once. But let's go to publishing and let's change this to thank you. And let's change the page link to thank you. And we're going to update the step. Okay, so now we've updated all of these. Let's go back to the form now. And let's go ahead. Oh, we've already chosen. Okay, so now we're on the thank you page. We need to actually design the thank you page. Okay, so to follow along, what they're doing is they're seeing, hey, we have a free guide for Google Ads. They are filling out the form. They're going to click the button. It's going to open up the pop-up. They're going to fill out the form, and then they're going to go to this page here, and this is where we want them to actually download the guide. So I'm just going to actually, let's take that back. Let's delete this and let's say, congratulations, comma, and let's use another custom value. So we're going to do shift and then the bracket there. And then let's say contact this time. And we're going to say first name. Okay. So it's whatever their first name is. It's going to say congratulations, comma, their first name. And then we can say, access your free guide here. And let's put, actually, instead of here, let's do a little, but a little thing here, icon. I like to do that just to show that you click the button to download. So of course we want to spell access right, because you guys know that I'm a horrible speller. I think they created spell check just for me personally. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete this, and I'm going to delete this because it's not really necessary. But you can see here's the question I get a lot. Okay, we've created all this, right? We have the PDF, but how do we deliver this? They're going to opt in. They're going to go to this thank you page. How do we deliver it? How can they download this? Okay, so what we want to do is we want to add website URL. Okay, now there's several ways of delivering this. You can do it inside of a email template or a workflow, but you can actually deliver it here as well. So I'm going to choose website URL. I'm going to save this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back out of here. I'm going to go to my media library, and I want to upload our PDF that we created. Okay, so as soon as this loads here, we'll go back there. Let's go back this way. We're going to go to the media library, and we're going to click open library. And now we're going to upload that PDF that we created. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now you can see what I need to do is I need to right click, and I'm going to get the link. Okay. Okay. So now I have that link. It's being hooked inside of my account. So now back to my funnel. And I'm just going to paste that link inside of the funnel and inside of that button. Then when my leads view the live page, they're just going to click the button and then they can download that guide. Okay. So let's go. There's also a couple other things that you can do here. So let's go and click the button and you'll see I'm just going to paste that link there and we're going to save. Okay. So now this is actually a complete working funnel once you connect the domain. Okay. To connect the domain, all you need to do is go here, connect the domain. You're going to want to add the records and so on. I have tons of training on all of that. Okay. So now the workflow, you technically don't need to have the workflow now because they really have done everything. They've opted in, they've gone to the correct page, and then they've actually, there was a way to download. Okay. So let me actually show you. If I go into this funnel here, there's really no additional steps that you need to complete. If we click this button, you'll see that they get access to the guide. Okay. Now, there are a couple other ways that you can deliver the guide. So I just wanted to show you that while we're in this training in case you have another use case that you cannot do that for. Okay. So if you go into templates, you could create a template to deliver this. So I'm going to just create a blank template here. And then you'll see inside of the settings here, you can actually go up here, go to settings, and it made a liar out of me. I think it's not in a template, but in a campaign. Let's go to campaigns and let's go here and here. File attachments. Okay. So you have to go, you can create the template. And then when you create the campaign that you're going to use, then you can attach the file here. Okay. So that is an option as well. Now, inside of your automations, you can also, let's go ahead and create one. Let's just start from scratch. Of course, the first step in this automation would be the form, right? Because that's how we're going to know that they submitted this form. So we're going to use a filter and say form is the Google Guide. Okay. And then we probably want to add a tag here that says, Google Guide or whatever you want to do. But here is the important part. We're also going to send an email. So let me click there and then choose email. And when we send that email, of course, we're going to choose the from name and all of that. And then here is where you can attach the guide as well. So however you want to deliver that, maybe you want to do multiple different ways. You could totally do that. Now, also, you could say download here. Let's put a line or space there and then highlight that, go over to where it says add link. And then you'll see that you can actually use trigger links that you have available inside of your account. I'm going to show you how to create a trigger link in just a second. But a trigger link is basically any link that you want to track, and you can trigger automations based on that link. So let's say that for every person who downloads your guide, when they go and they open up the email, maybe you want to add them to another campaign. Maybe you want to add them as like a valid lead so that you can send them your newsletter every week. Whatever you want to do, if you chose a trigger link, you can actually track that and then create automations based off of that. So to create your trigger link, what you want to do is go to the conversations tab. You're going to go up here where it says trigger links, and then all you need to do is click here to say, let's say PDF. And then you want to paste that file, that link that we copied from the media gallery. You just paste that there and then save. And then that's the trigger link that you want to choose inside of your email when you go to send that out. Okay. So you guys, that's really how easy it is to create a PDF. I know that it seems a lot of steps, but once you get this pattern down, you could literally pump out 10 of those PDF lead magnets in just minutes. It's really that easy and fast. You're just simply duplicating the same process over and over and over again. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. For joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and open to everyone, so I'll see you there.